Now this story, President Trump renewing his push to investigate Hillary Clinton's private email server. President Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, commented last night on Fox News.
Transparency is very important to us, and so I really commend both of them for the fact that nobody used BleachBit, nobody deleted emails, nobody destroyed, cell phones with hammers. We're being very upfront with this because we want the world to know there was no collusion.
Joining me now, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, what do you think of the president's push here?
He's right. It's sad that it's the Justice Department 7 months after he took office, 6 months after he took office. Evidently, nothing's been done. There's a question of whether the investigation needs to be reopened. I think the classified information investigation or the mishandling classified information has been closed. I think there needs to be a relook at what went on there to see if that was handled properly. We know Comey misapplied the law. We know he was concerned about Justice Department being compromised in terms of its ability to handle the investigation. We need to clean that up. Secondly, we don't know what the status of these other investigations reportedly have been. What about the perjury referrals that were made to the Justice Department last year by Congress over whether Mrs. Clinton testified truthfully? What about the reported investigations by the FBI and certain U.S. attorneys' offices into her foundations that were kind of on the back burner but still somewhat active? What happened to those? We need updates from the Justice Department, and I think the President is right to push this issue, especially since the leadership has been AWOL because of recusal and other issues.
Tom, during the campaign, pro-Trump crowds chanted, "Lock her up." However, just 2 weeks after Election Day, in an interview with the New York Times, President Trump backed off prosecuting Hillary Clinton, saying, quote, "I do not want to hurt the Clintons. I really don't. She went through a lot and suffered greatly in many different ways, and I am not looking to hurt them at all. The campaign was vicious." Trump also said the same thing on 60 Minutes, but now he's saying Clinton should be investigated. It's about a question of timing here. Does this have anything to do with the Russia probe?
Oh, I don't see anything contradictory at all. I don't want to hurt the Clintons either, but I think they need to be investigated by an independent, thorough federal set of investigators. No one's out to get the Clintons per se, but the American people want to be assured that there's been a straightforward investigation by the Justice Department and FBI, not the compromise bit of a joke that went on last year with Mr. Comey misapplying the law, the FBI granting immunity to everybody, ignoring evidence of document destruction and other things. We need a new set of eyes looking at this, and the President's right to call for it. It doesn't mean that Mrs. Clinton has to be prosecuted in the end, but we got to make sure that the American people have confidence that that whatever went on, that they've have been carefully evaluated by people they can trust.
Let's switch gears. A court in ruling that Massachusetts police do not, rather they cannot detain illegal immigrants without charges. At least one ICE field office director in Boston responding, saying, while ICE is currently reviewing this decision to determine next steps, this ruling weakens local law enforcement agencies' ability to protect their communities. Tom, here's the thing. Is the court correct in this ruling? Because undocumented immigrants do have constitutional rights, according to the Supreme Court. The SCOTUS has ruled they are entitled to equal protection under the law, due process. It's not a crime or misdemeanor. It's a civil violation subject to deportation to be here illegally. Isn't that right?
Oh, no, it's potentially a crime to be here illegally as well. There are criminal violations.
Not according to SCOTUS.
Well, with respect to unlawfully being here beyond 30 days or being here 30 days or longer and not having proper documentation, it's criminal violations of law there. So this is not just a civil crime being here illegally for most every illegal alien. So, Massachusetts, the court there was applying state law. The question for the administration is going to be whether state law there conflicts with federal law that gives and allows local law enforcement the opportunity to communicate with ICE about someone's immigration status, in the least. And wouldn't we want that to happen in the case of illegal immigrants, where local law enforcement can call and check on someone if they think they're here illegally or know they're here illegally? Whose side in terms of the rule of law are these local officials going to be on? And, Massachusetts is what Massachusetts is on matters of law.